know that Florida Arbor Day is in January? It's a great time to plant a tree. With me today is our newest residential horticulture agent, Jennifer Pelham. Jennifer is a certified arborist and a tree lover. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So tell me, what Florida Arbor Day is in, why is it different than National Arbor Day?
In Florida, we actually celebrate Arbor Day the third January of every year. And the reason why we have it in January, we have much cooler temperatures then. It's a great time to plant a tree, and our grounds don't freeze. We can plant trees really any time of the year, but we celebrate the third Friday in January.
So it is a good time to plant a tree for lots of different reasons. Now, if I did want to plant a tree in my yard, how would I know which tree to plant?
Well, there's a lot of options out there. Native trees are great trees to plant in your yard, but you really need to make sure that you match the site conditions, what you have in your landscape, with what the needs of the plants are. Even the native plants, some of them like very dry conditions, but some of them also like wet conditions.
And so it does depend a lot about your site. And of course, if you need any help, you can always call the extension office.
Correct.
But you bought a nice little selection of native trees. So let's just look at these for a minute, because the last one in the row is probably the live oak.
Yes.
And most people plant live oaks, don't they?
Live oak is probably the most planted tree in Florida, and it is a native, and it's a great tree when planted in the right place. And I say right place because live oaks get very large. They want to get 50, 60 feet tall, 50, 60 feet wide, and sometimes they're planted in the little medians, and they're just not happy there. So planting live oak in the proper place, it will be a great tree for anybody's landscape, but it's not the only choice out there. There's so many other plants that people can choose from.
Let's talk about some of these other choices. This is such a nice one, the magnolia.
Yes, this is the Magnolia grandiflora. The regular Magnolia grandiflora is a large tree that can get up to 80 feet tall. So that particular tree might be too large for most landscapes, but luckily we have a lot of cultivars out there that are dwarf plants. And what's great about this tree is that it's an evergreen. So it's not going to lose its leaves, and it's going to produce these beautiful white saucer-shaped flowers.
This one's almost out.
Almost, it's almost ready to bloom.
Quite. Yeah, and this is a great addition to a landscape, I think. And then we have another evergreen one. The holly.
Yes. This is a Dahoon holly. Dahoon hollies are a little different from these two, is that they prefer a wetter location. They don't do well in very dry locations, but if it's a little more moist, this would be a great addition to the landscape. And hollies are neat because if there's a female holly tree, they actually have red berries at Christmas time.
Yeah, that's such a great addition. And wildlife love those red berries as well. And this one, actually, the magnolia has a nice seed pod. I think we have a little one in there that also can be a pretty thing. Now, there's other native trees that are good, correct?
Right. There's a lot of other native trees out there. There's a whole list that we have at the Extension Service if people are interested. One of my favorites is the winged elm. I love the winged elm tree. It's a nice small tree, only gets about 30 to 40 feet tall. And what's neat about it is that it's deciduous, so it loses leaves in the winter, but it has this really neat bark, and it's called the winged elm because there's bark that grows like little wings on the stems of the plant. And that's really fun to have in the landscape, to add some diversity.
And then there are trees that are non-native that are good as well.
Right, there's
crepe
a lot
myrtles and some of those other trees that might be the right tree for your landscape.
Right, yeah, natives aren't the only choice. Again, it's the right plant for the right place. So there's a lot of non-natives out there that will also do well in the landscape.
So the Orange County Extension, we have a tree giveaway program. Correct?
Yes, it's called Adopt a Tree, and one Saturday a month, residents can come out to different locations. The locations do change throughout the county, and they can get 2 free trees per household per year. So this is a way they can add trees to the landscape at no cost.
2 free trees. That's
2
pretty
free
darn
trees.
good. And there is help for them if they have trouble selecting the tree. Correct?
Yes, the Master Gardener volunteers are on site helping them choose which tree would be best for their landscape. They'll tell them the size, the maximum size, the conditions that the tree prefers.
And some of these natives that we've shown are Adopt a Tree trees that they give away.
Yeah, some of these are available at the Adopt a Tree.
Yeah, the natives. That's really good.
Yes.
Well, Jennifer, you've given us a lot of information today about trees in general, celebrating Florida Arbor Day. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Celebrate Florida Arbor Day. The cooler temperatures in January make it a great time to plant a tree.